Hello and welcome to issue 54 of We Ain't Found Sith. I am coming at you live from inside of Walt Disney World, where I am hiding out inside of the Millennium Falcon ride. And I am also your host. My name is Evan. Joining me as always are my co-host Pedro
And I am not Evan.
and producer Fungus.
And I am Yoga Fire.
But guys, it's what, day 5,347 of April
8.
as we are in quarantine here.
Something like that.
I think it's 8.
I have no idea, I have no concept of time anymore. Time is just a construct that I no longer keep a slave as a slave to. But no real topic tonight, just kind of a random episode.
We're shooting the Sith.
Yeah, another shooting the Sith episode. I see Louis in the chat.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Louis, you got some topics ready for us, bud? And and I mean, it's just gonna be, we're just kind of talk around and talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just kind of see where it goes for the next I don't know, 45, 50 minutes. Oh, there you go. Mario's drinking some quarantinis.
Nice.
Is that the one that the old lady made with the vodka and the orange liqueur and stuff like that?
And the Lysol.
Yeah. I don't know, Louis. It might be blue milk. But blue milk doesn't sponsor us, so you'll never know. So what have you guys been up to since in the week that we've last seen each other?
I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Why are you yelling at me, bro?
I'm still watching people play it online.
I'm fucking 60 hours in and I'm still not done.
Damn. Oh, I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's a real good game. So
It's real good.
I'm just working like a regular person. My life is exactly the same as it was before.
you're an
so
essential
lucky.
worker.
Apparently.
So your life hasn't changed at all, other than the fact that you don't have traffic to go through when you're
He's-
going to it from work.
He's
Yeah.
essentially unessential. That's what he is.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I'm working from home. That's the one thing keeping me sane. It gives me like a sense of schedule to maintain. But
Well-
other than that, I have no. I don't. The only thing that keeps me centered is my job and this show. Like, oh, it's Wednesday, we're recording, and then next week we're gonna mess all of that up because next week we're gonna do Monday episode on May the 4th of May the 4th Be With You.
Yeah.
So we will be talking Star Wars on Monday,
Again.
in all shapes and forms. Pedro, have you been watching any of? Oh no, that's right. You don't
No.
have Disney Plus.
No. The answer is
either.
no. I've been playing
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. That's all I've
true.
been doing.
But I have been watching the season 7 of the Clone Wars, and I am really enjoying it.
So, what's it called? Piggybacking off of Clone Wars. We're gonna go straight into Louis' question here for you two, guys. If you could date any character on Star Wars, who would it be?
I mean, isn't the correct answer Princess Leia?
Sure. That's
Yeah.
the thing to go to.
Want to be
That's
basic
probably all
about
of our
it.
childhood crushes. But if I could, just play the dark side for a little bit, I feel like
Is that a
Rey. I feel like Rey is a bit more naive and could be easily turned.
Turned like from
Like,
missionary to doggy style?
well, I mean, I
Yeah,
feel
Gus.
like
Yeah,
like
he went there.
I
On
feel
Star
like you
Wars talk, that's where he
Listen.
went.
I feel like you could somehow take advantage of the naivete and
Uh-huh.
and maybe get her to do things that someone as headstrong as Leia wouldn't do.
All right. What about
You
you,
know?
Lopes? Oh, Lopes
Oh,
went
Leia.
Princess Leia. Yes, yeah. All right, yeah. I like this answer right here, Padme.
Ah, there you go.
Mhm.
Another headstrong woman with a good head
Padme
on her
was
shoulders.
whack. The thing that made her cool is that it was Natalie Portman playing her, because Natalie Portman's a babe.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a lot of turbulence here on the Millennium Falcon as the air conditioner is rocking it back and forth. You know? Oh
Wait a
man.
minute, what's the Khaleesi's real name? That actress?
Yes, she was in a movie. She was in
She was in Solo. That
Solo. Yeah.
counts.
Yep.
I'm going Khaleesi.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say this girl was there too, the one from Westworld. God,
Which
what's her-
girl? The main robot chick?
No, the one that's with Woody Harrelson's character at the beginning of the movie. Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. She was in Chronicles of Riddick. She was in Run Fat Boy Run, the Simon Pegg movie. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it'll dawn on me eventually.
Oh yeah, that chick.
Yeah. But yeah, there's
I don't know.
the newer movies have more women than the original. I mean, the original trilogy was Princess Leia and the Green Twilight Girl, and that was it. Those were all the women in the Star Wars universe.
She's a babe.
Yeah. Which, by the way, when you know that it was her that they brought back for the special edition to like record the dance sequence, and 20-something years later, she still was good body on her, looking tight.
You're talking about Thandie Newton.
That's the girl. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the main robot chick in Westworld, bro.
I thought she was the second one.
Nah, she's the main one.
Also, when you said the main robot chick, I thought you meant the voice of L337 in Solo.
No.
I
didn't even get to that whole movie, man.
Yeah.
That movie was bad, guys. That was a bad one.
Oh, it's a fine movie. It's not a bad movie.
That's a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's an average movie. It's just that when you hold it in comparison to the original trilogy, it's
No. That one classifies as bad. It was too dark. I mean, it's too dark. That's already qualifies for a bad movie. If the
dark,
color correction.
like cinematically, not
yeah,
dark.
visually. It was just dark visually. It's hard to see shit.
Yeah,
that does get annoying.
Yeah, that does. There's two things that I'm a little kind of over with, like movies that are dark to where you can't see anything, and shaky cam that shakes so much you can't see anything.
That's the reason why I stopped watching the Bourne movies. Those things gave me a headache. Holy shit!
Oh no, those movies are awesome. You are
I enjoy the hell out of those movies, but I can't watch them in theaters.
Those fucking
like you watching it on
cams,
the giant screen, it's like holy crap.
I'm about it.
So I think that's I think we've all answered the question now. Then what else has been going on?
Evan, are you inside of that UFO that the United States government just leaked out to the public?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
It's a hard yes.
Nor can I confirm or deny what the UFO is.
That's what makes it unidentified, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
If I could identify it, then it wouldn't be unidentified. It would be an IFO.
You know what's funny? Like when the whole pandemic first started and lockdown was at the very beginning stages, there was a meme that was circulating that said, "How can 2020 get any worse?" And then it showed like an alien invasion or something.
Like, well,
and now the government just leaked this fucking UFO footage, man.
You know what, bro? I take I even though that thing was written over 100 years ago, I still think War of the Worlds probably got it right. Like the second alien life lands on this planet, disease, just disease disease will take over and be like, oh hey, what's this? We got new bodies that have no antibodies against us. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Look what it did to half to 3/4 of the Spanish settlers that came, and look what it did to like 3/4 of the indigenous population that came into contact with those like disease ain't no joke, bro. That shit will fuck you up.
Yep.
You know,
you don't have antibodies, you're fucked.
Like so it's it is what it is.
Yep.
But Louis got another question there.
There you go.
What's the hardest video game I ever beat?
Oh, now we're talking games. I'm in.
And you can't say your dick.
I want to say the hardest video game.
That's the best game I ever beat.
Yeah. The hardest game I ever beat. Shit, that's a hard question for me because like I've played my share of hard games, and I never completed them because a lot of times, like I want to say for the majority of my video gaming life, which was like the late '90s into like the early 2000s, I would rent a lot of video games, and so like if I couldn't beat it in the weekend that I rented it, like I just probably wouldn't rent it again because I'd be like, man, that game was hard as shit. So I would probably say like the first game that I can remember going all the way through and sticking with it because I thought the storyline was amazing and all of that. I want to say was like Halo 3 because I could do it with my friends.
That was the hardest?
Well, it's like the first one I can remember beating. Because like I said, other than that, I didn't used to own a lot of games, and a lot of the games I owned were sports games. And I mean, you never really beat sports games; you just keep on playing them
But
until
a fucking
the next
filthy
one comes out.
casual.
I am. I've never claimed to be a hardcore gamer.
I know, that's why I'm saying it. Hardest game I've ever beaten. Dude, I can't think of the hardest, but right now off the top of my head, Lion King for Sega Genesis was fucking stupid hard. If you guys ever played that game, it has like a sequence where you have to like jump on zebras' heads and they kind of like fling you around. And that shit took me so many tries to beat. But I'm pretty sure that's not the hardest game I ever beat. I beat Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim is practically impossible.
All right, I think I beat Downhill Skier once. I got away from the Sasquatch.
You mean Ski Free, the one that's free on
Ski
Windows?
Free. Yeah.
So Mario said Cuphead. Cuphead is pretty hard, but I wouldn't consider it the hardest.
Cuphead? I don't think I've ever played that game.
It's a new game.
No.
It's definitely hard, but I wouldn't say the hardest game.
Mm-hmm.
It's also
by the way, I do want to say that Halo 3, I jumped into it legendary mode right off the bat. I never beat it through like on regular.
Good. That's the way you're supposed to do it, bro. Make it hard.
There we go. Mario also says Battletoads.
Battletoads, dude.
I never owned it. It was like I said, it was a rental.
I never beat Battletoads. Did you beat Battletoads, Mario?
I've never beaten it either. That game is literally impossible. I don't think that shit is possible to beat.
I never got past the ice stage. Or maybe. I don't know.
That game is mad hard, dude. Mad hard.
Yeah, it is.
I remember actually no, it wasn't a rental. It was my buddy Renee owned it. And we would play it at his house, but my buddy Renee was the kind of guy that like he would play for a while. Battletoads. He was the kind of guy that like would play for a little while, and then like eventually he'd be like, "All right, I'm tired of playing video games. Let's go outside and do something." And you couldn't be like, "No, wait, let's try to beat the game." That was my house. My house was like any game I had. You guys wanted to be in my house till like 3 a.m, like especially during summer vacation. We'd be at the house till 3 a.m. playing video games. Like my grandparents didn't care.
But you guys didn't have save states? Like you couldn't just save and go and come back to it?
I don't remember if Battletoads could save.
Yeah, they had a password.
Was it like a password game? It was a password game, right?
Yeah, I think it had a password. Yeah. Right? I think our designated Battletoads quote unquote master is Gus, so you would know better because I think you played more Battletoads than all of us.
I don't think it had a password. I don't remember there being a password. No.
I thought they did.
Maybe you only get a password when you like pass the ice stage, and I don't think I ever got past that.
No, I'm pretty sure they give it to you on every. If you never got it, then no, there isn't one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, I'm trying to think what other games. I mean, I got really far in Tetris.
No, Tetris.
Like I got into like level 100 and something in Tetris.
Does it ever end? No, right? That's one of those games.
I don't think the original ends. I think later games they added endings to it, so like you could actually have like an ending. But I think in the original one it was like no, just ongoing, or at least it was like ongoing to the point where like you never fucking like I never fucking got there.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like I know Edwin has that story about his buddy on Watch who like called him on Watch one night and was like, "Bro, you gotta come check this out" or whatever.
Yeah. But beat Tetris on his Game Boy.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where
That's a throwback to our very first episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where I don't think he was playing the original. I think he was playing like maybe one of the ones that came out later for like a later version of Game Boy or something like that.
Yeah. All right.
But damn, sticking on the topic of games, what have you guys ever played a story based video game that like really impacted you?
No.
None,
No.
or watched somebody play it, or heard about something? No.
I've watched like storylines. Like I know Jedi, the last Jedi movie, the last Jedi game, Fallen Order, I think it
Fallen
was.
Order, yeah.
That had a great storyline, and the ending was like, oh shit. But like an impactful one, like I know they're out there. I've seen clips. I haven't actually played them or watched gameplay though. Like I know, is it Biohazard, like the third one or something like that?
Biohazard. Never.
Or not-
Biohazard is a fighting game, I think.
No, which is the one where it's like it's like an FPS, and you got that girl following you throughout the whole game, and then you find out later there was time travel involved, and that girl is
Oh, BioShock.
Bioshock. That one. That's the third. It's like the third one, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's the third
Bioshock
one.
Infinite or something like that.
Yeah. That's the third
I know that one. Like people like that story was like, oh shit. I
Yeah.
know the Last of Us people are.
I
That's
think
another,
Last
like,
of
oh,
Us
shit.
is definitely up there. As far as story, I wouldn't say that's like the greatest game because it's not much of a game. But
Does
as far as,
Turtles in Time count?
I mean, sure, but
Yes. Then
there's like fucking. I'm only bringing this up because I'm playing Final Fantasy VII now,
Uh-huh.
and I beat it before I started playing the remake. And I remember when I was a kid when I beat it, like I didn't really appreciate the story, and now I like the things in it that happen, like the sequences. And then now I played it again, and when I beat it this time, I'm like, holy shit, this is like so deep compared to like what I remember it being. And now I'm playing the remake, and they're adding shit to it that's just like blowing my mind. I'm like, holy shit, they really are, fleshing out this universe. And it's like, I don't know, it's just really good storytelling.
Does Kerrigan's story in the StarCraft games count?
Of course it does. That whole plot, the StarCraft story, is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gotten to the end of the new one, StarCraft 2?
No.
Dude, she pretty much becomes God. Like literal. It's fucking nuts, man. But yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, and they just added so much shit.
So well, I don't. You're playing the remake, so I don't want to ruin anything.
I'm at the very end at this point.
So,
I'm in the Shinra building right now.
But have you heard about because so apparently the Final Fantasy VII remake, it's not the full game. It's only like the first third.
It's only Midgar. Yeah, it's only Midgar.
Yeah.
Midgar in the original game is like about 5 to 10 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And this game on its own, I've been playing it for 60 hours, and I'm still in Midgar. So they did a really good job.
Well, it's one of those things where so apparently they're saying that the future of this game may not be the same as the storyline of Final Fantasy VII, and they may make some major changes to characters that
I mean, they kept Wedge. Wedge dies in the original game.
But by the way, I've the entire time
we could talk about the game up until Shinra, because I'm in Shinra right now and I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know who else has watched it or anything like that, who else has played it. But by the way, the entire time, every time they mention Biggs and Wedge, I just immediately think Star Wars.
Why?
Well, because Biggs and Wedge were Luke's wingmen on the Death Star trench run.
Oh shit. That's probably why they named it. No lie. Japanese video games, they usually take a lot from like American culture, and they there's like a whole game about like American bands called Guilty Gear, the one that my boy beats my ass in all the time.
Right.
All of the characters in that game are based off of like metal bands from America, or majority of them, not all of them. So yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. I thought when you said that, I thought you were saying the correlation with Star Wars because of like the dark side and go with the anger, like embody the anger. Sephiroth is always trying to tell
Yeah.
Cloud and shit.
No, it's because Biggs and Wedge, Biggs Darklighter and Wedge Antilles of Star Wars, Biggs, who was Luke's friend on Tatooine, who like really you don't really meet him until the special editions, where they kind of added that scene of like, hey, it'll be just like back home and all of that, and then because he was in the movie originally for like 2 seconds, and then he's in the Death Star trench run scene where he's like, Luke, you gotta hang back or whatever, and for the most time you were just like, oh yeah, that's Biggs, that's the guy he said that they used to bullseye swamp rats, because the one thing about the Star Wars universe is nobody shares a name. Like there's no John in the Star Wars universe that there's like 500 guys named John. So when he says Biggs and I used to bullseye womp rats, that's the same Biggs that he later meets with in the Rebellion.
Did not know that.
And then Wedge, of course, who goes on to be in all 3 movies, and who, if you read the books, is
Wedge fat in
No.
Oh.
No.
That would have been too spot on.
Yeah. Well, and thank you, for naming the skinny guy Biggs and the fat guy Wedge, because are you talking about in Final Fantasy?
Well, Final Fantasy fat guy is Wedge, yeah.
Yeah, in Final Fantasy the fat guy is Wedge, but in Star Wars neither one of them are fat.
Yeah.
And Star Wars the fat guy's Porkins.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. No, that scene when Jesse dies, I cried. I legitimately teared up.
Well, that one I heard is not different. Like I heard Jesse died in the original.
Well, first off, Mara, you spelled her name wrong, so there's that.
A lot of criers around here.
But Jesse dies in the original game too, right?
All of them die. They get collapsed by the pizza.
Okay.
Some fucked up shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gus is looking like crazy. So the whole thing is in Midgar. It's based off of 2 levels. There's the slums, the poverty, which is on the ground level, the earth level, and then there's a city built above them, like literally above them, and it's held up by pillars. And the corporation that built the city wants to get rid of this terrorist organization, and they want to just like teach them a lesson, I guess, and just to do that.
Final Fantasy 7?
This is Final Fantasy 7, yeah. And they want to just
remember any of this shit.
Did you ever play it?
I played it for a little bit. I played it for like a couple of days, and I was like, I can't get into
this is when did you play? When you were a kid?
I don't know. It had already been out for a little bit.
Game came out in 97.
97, yeah.
All right.
Because when I played it, I played it like right when it came out, and I remember I never beat it until recently. Like recently now is when I finally beat it. But I've always gotten to the very end, like right before you go into the crater, and I don't remember the story being this fucking impactful. Like I remember it just being like, oh whatever, Midgar, blah blah blah, whatever. And now I'm playing, I'm like, holy shit, these motherfuckers are goddamn terrorists, and holy shit, they're like the bad guys actually, but kind of the good guys.
What's the main character's name again? Sephiroth, no?
Cloud.
Oh, that's right. Where's Sephiroth from? I don't know why I have that in my head.
Sephiroth is the bad guy.
Oh, all right. At least I remember something.
Yeah. And they have that boss-ass music for him. Oh, it's so good.
Do not remember.
It's like a choir singing Sephiroth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Good job.
But so how's it gonna work, Pedro? Like when the next installment of the game
I haven't finished this, so I don't know where it leaves off, but the original game, it was 3 discs as well. The first disc is majority Midgar. So majority of the game takes place in Midgar. And then you have like you leave and you have to find the ancient city with Eris, and it's just like a little bit more stuff to it. And then after that is when you get this 2 is when you get the open world, where you get underwater travel, air travel, ground travel. You get to explore majority of the map. And then the 3rd disc is pretty much the conclusion, is where you do like a small thing, and then you have to go fight Sephiroth, and it's like a whole dungeon that's like majority of the disc. But the reason why it's only that is because majority of the movie files are on the third disc, and back in the day, everything was burned onto like CDs and not DVDs, so like the space was very limited. So like the third disc is like an entire game, but majority of it is just movie files and shit. So that's why you only have like one segment.
But what I was more asking about is like, so like, is when the second installment comes out, does it look for like the save file from the first?
See, I don't know. I don't know how this is. I don't know how. I haven't beaten it, so I don't know how it leaves off. I don't know if they're ever gonna do an open world. I really hope they do an open world because that's like a big thing. But they have. I don't think they're gonna keep your save file because right now my characters are level 60. Like and 99 is usually the limit for all these games. I think they're just gonna reset you and you're gonna start from 1 again on the next. Maybe you keep your materia because that would be fucked up. You're spending all this time leveling up your materia and shit.
Well, I'm
but
a
I don't know
materia girl, and this is a materia world.
That's it, bro. It's a materia world. Yeah, I'm fucking loving it. So in this game, since you guys don't know, but Eben has been watching, they added the entire underground section. That's all brand new. The entire interaction with the slums, like where you do missions for people in the slums, that's all brand new. The whole thing where you go to Jessie's house and meet her mom and that whole entire section, brand new. That was never in the game. What else did they have? That whole thing of them climbing the wall and like getting to Shinra building, that literally is like one screen. Like you walk from like the bottom of the screen to the top and then you're done. And that's it. That was like 3 or 4 hours worth of gameplay. It was fucking insane. The ghost train yard is about like, it's literally like a little puzzle that you solve in like probably like 10 minutes and then you get out of it. At this, it was like an entire thing. There was like a whole storyline with dead kids and ghosts that are stuck in the graveyard. It's like a whole, dude, they did so well. The only problem I have with this game so far is that I don't know if you could see it through the monitor, but through the game itself, the backgrounds are fucking pixelated and blurry. It looks so bad. It's every time I look at it, I'm like, everything is so pretty, and then the background, and then you get that. Fuck.
Why would they do that? Did they?
I have a feeling that this game was designed for the PS4 hardware, and they dumbed it. They downscaled it so that it could fit on PS4. Did I say PS4? PS5. I mean, I think it was designed for PS5 hardware, and they dumbed it down for PS4. Because there's like a lot of sections where like the polygons for like the background environments and stuff are low poly, but the main characters are really high poly, like movie quality. And then you get backgrounds that are just like pixelated and blurry, and they just don't look that good. Especially when there's like a lot of sunlight. The nighttime backgrounds look really good. Like when nighttime in the slums, when you look up and you see like the bottom of the city, that shit looks really nice because it's dark. But once you have the light on it, it looks no good.
So you mentioned PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Rumors are this year, no?
That's what they're saying. I don't think it's happening, but that's what they're saying.
You gonna cop it if it comes out?
Nah. I never buy a console at launch, baby. I don't do that.
Why not?
Because usually when it comes out, the hardware is kind of like
buggy and that shit?
Yeah, every time I've ever bought like my PlayStation, I didn't buy it at launch, but I had the launch model. Okay. I didn't have the redesigned model, and that shit, the hardware crashed on me, and the HDMI port burned out. So like I wasn't getting an image anymore, and it destroyed one of my hard drives. And then I got the PS4 Pro, the updated one, and that shit's been fucking fine ever since.
Well, let's not forget the famous Red Ring of Death deposit.
Exactly. Red Ring of Death, that also happened. See, because it comes out and they don't know that these things are going to happen because they're not going to put that much wear and tear on a test. But then these things happen, and then they revamp the whole infrastructure of it, and then it runs really well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Will you get this game again for PS5 eventually, just so you can see what it's supposed to look like?
Probably, yeah. But I think PS5 they're going to share the same games as PS4, and they're just going to. It's going to be an update that they just. I'm not sure. If I do have to buy it again, I'll buy it again. I don't mind this game.
Well,
I've grew up with this game when I was a kid. I have this shit on my mobile phone. I got this shit on Switch. I got this shit on fucking PC. I got this shit on PlayStation 1, and PS4. I'll buy it again. Who gives a shit?
well, isn't it eventually gonna come out on PC?
Yeah, it is. But I don't like playing RPGs. I like playing shooters like exclusively on PC.
Right, but couldn't you just hook up your PlayStation controller to your computer and
I
play
could, but it's a stupid thing I have. I like whenever I see a game that's like designed for a controller, I'd rather just play it on the hardware it was designed for. Even though this is not necessarily designed for a PlayStation, it's more computer hardware. But I don't know. I'd rather just play it on my PlayStation. And if I get a PS5, it's going to be better than my computer right now. So
Okay.
it all depends. When Part 2 comes out, I'm definitely getting that shit on PlayStation 5. That might actually sell me the PlayStation 5 if that shit comes out like next year or in 2 years.
Yeah.
I buy PS5 just to play that game.
Okay. All right. Let me see. So while we wait for another question from the audience, so tomorrow night, if you're watching live that we're on now, if you're listening to us later, that may have already happened. But on tomorrow night, April 30th, there's gonna be a Parks and Rec reunion special for charity. With all the cast are filming from their homes. And I guess
YouTube?
no, it's gonna be on TV.
Oh, cool.
And like I don't know. I'm looking forward to see. I don't know if Nick Swardson. I'm assuming Nick Swardson has like a full beard right now. So that's just gonna make not Nick Swardson, Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
Nick Offerman. Yeah.
You're thinking of Swanson, bro.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is in my head I was like Nick Swanson. No, that's not right. Nick Swardson. That's a guy. No, wait, Nick Offerman. But Nick Offerman. Last time I saw him had a full beard. So I can totally just imagine like Ron. First of all, everybody's filming from home, so I can totally imagine just Ron Swanson, anti-technology, just like maybe shitty quality, like on purpose or whatever, coming at you live from like a cabin in the woods or something.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a bunch of them have announced that they will be joining in to
everybody's joining.
So far the people who are confirmed. Let me see. I just had it confirmed. Returning cast: Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Pratt, Adam Scott, Rob Lowe, Jim O'Hare, and Retta.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean it's almost the entire cast.
Who's missing?
Maybe a few of the like the side characters.
Is this the first thing Aziz does since his scandal?
No, didn't he release his Netflix special after that?
No way, bro. What are you talking about? He came up with his show came. What is that show called?
Well, his show, Master of None.
Master of None.
But his show was on. Yeah, it happened like around the same time.
No, season 2 came out after, didn't it?
Did it? I don't know.
Pretty sure it came out after.
I know that he released his special. And I know that he didn't talk about it on the special. Like,
shit was such a non-scandal. That shit was so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Speaking of comedians and scandals, did anybody get a chance to check out Louis C.K.'s?
Oh, they're still bothering that poor guy.
Well,
he likes to jerk off in front of women. Leave him alone. Who gives a shit?
It's a pretty decent special. He released it on his own. Somebody uploaded it to YouTube and just the audio. So I was like, hey, I need something to kill an hour while I'm, waiting for phones to ring. And it was pretty decent. Not his best stuff. Yeah. But given the fact that like he doesn't really have a chance to like get out there and workshop it, it's not really surprising.
But not letting him in any comedy.
Well, like most of the major ones, like remember, like when you're a comic, like you go out almost every night and you work on your material in order to craft your hour.
So I'm saying they're not letting him in any of the famous comic places that most of these guys go to.
I don't know if they're not letting him in any. I know that if he goes to like any of like the big popular ones, like in LA or New York, and if it gets announced that he's gonna be there, like I'm sure there'll be people waiting
Yeah.
So he's kind of got to go to places where, like, it's either a private show, which they now do these like they do these little bags where, like, you go in and, like, you put your cell phone in the bag.
Yeah, but I think that's
And,
always existed.
well, but that's something that recently they've been using more. And, like, so, like, you can't, like, record and shit like that, because that's the other thing, right? Is, like, he went out, he tried to, like, work on some material, and somebody recorded it and put it out there.
Yeah, it's stupid. All these scandals for, like, I mean, there's some that are, that are serious, but these are like, bro. When I first heard about this scandal, I was like, man, what a fucking weirdo.
What a
I mean,
non-story.
he is a weirdo, but that's besides the point. But then, like, I read what actually happened, and the motherfucker asked for permission. And I'm like, what else do you fucking want? You know what I mean? He's just like, hey, I'm gonna jerk off in front of you. Is that cool? Yeah. All right. So, what, you're gonna call my bluff? I'll do it, nigga.
I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I guess for guys out there that, like, get off on that shit.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's weird, but I mean, it's not a scandal.
Like,
those chicks could have left. Could have just walked away.
Well, not even that. To me, it's just more of like I don't know. I can't really see myself doing that in front of someone that's, like, I'm either, like, a coworker of, or, like, a colleague of in the same industry.
Right, but we're not talking about you. But, like, I feel like
I can't even see myself doing that with, like the level of comfort they would have take for me to, like, jerk off in front of a girl would have to be like, we've been dating for, like, 5 years, and it's like, all right, but before we leave, I'm just gonna rub one out real quick or whatever. Like, it's gotta be it's gotta be that level of comfort.
Give me, like, a 2 week, bro. I'm good. Let's do it.
No way, bro. 2 weeks in, as soon as 2 weeks in, if you just started dating a girl, if the dick comes out, she should be on it.
Whatever.
Like, at 2 weeks, you should still be fucking like rabbits.
I guess so. I just think it's fucking weird that whole thing became, like, an issue for him, especially more because he asked for permission. I was like, yo, come on, the dude asked you if it was cool, and you're like, yeah, and then he does it, and then you're gonna get mad. Can't get mad. You said yeah. It's so weird. And then the Aziz thing was even weirder.
What was that one? I forget what that one was.
Like,
they went on a date. They went back to her place. They fooled around.
His place. They went to his place.
Was it his place or hers?
His. I'm pretty sure it was his. So they go to his place, and then they were like messing around, and they already did shit. Like, I think she went down on him and shit. And then, like, after, she started saying no, but like he said in a playful manner. So, like, or the way he explained it, he didn't even say anything. Actually, he sent her a message directly, being like, "I'm sorry."
Best thing he ever did was not say anything.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. All he did was directly message her and say, "I'm sorry that's how you feel, because I didn't get that reaction from you. I didn't know that's how you felt. I'm really sorry if I made you uncomfortable." He said that directly to her, and, like, but it was like after they were already messing around. Like,
wasn't it like the morning after?
No. Yeah. She said that after, but, like, she said that she had said no, but it was like after they were already messing around. So he thought it was just like kind of like, oh no, that situation. So it was just like, I don't know, it was so weird, and, like, he just apologized to her directly, which is more sincere than, like, publicly announcing an apology. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm like, dude, that's not a scandal. Like, leave these guys alone. You're just trying to burn everybody.
Yeah.
So
but anyways, let's get away from this topic, because this isn't a political show, and we try not to talk about these kind of things.
What do you mean we? Chris Hahn wants to know about the Cuba Gooding Jr. one. I don't even know about that
I'm
one.
not even versed on that one. Tell us, Chris. what happened there, bro?
That's going to require a level of research that I don't want to do right now. But bro, I'm telling you. So the Parks and Rec thing is happening, and, bro, I all over YouTube, like, all kinds of these things are happening. I listened to the Battlestar Galacticast with Trisha Helfer, and, like, it's like a recap podcast going over the Battlestar Galactica episodes, and, like, the week before last, they did basically a read through of one of their scripts
Yeah.
with like Edward James Olmos and like half the cast, and it was like, holy shit, like they all got together just to do it, just because it's like we're all home, we can all jump on Zoom and we can all hang out with each other and talk. It was like, holy crap, bro. And we're getting this all over. I saw the guys that played the Wonders on that thing you do. They all got together and they did basically a commentary to raise money for I think it's Music Cares or something like that. And I watched that. I pulled out my copy of that thing you do, popped it in, loaded up the YouTube video, and watched the movie while they were talking about like filming it and all of that. Like man, it's good because like it was a better commentary track than the one that's actually on the movie.
All right, I never saw Battlestar Galactica.
Neither did I.
I enjoy the hell out of it, man. That's a good show. I've seen that show now like 3 times.
God damn.
Yeah. Every few years, man.
No, I tried getting into The Expanse I think it's on Amazon.
Which I hear good things about.
Yeah. I saw a lot of it, and then I don't know. Every time I get into it, I get distracted, and then I forget everything, and I start watching it all over again. That's happened to me like twice, and then I'm like, oh yeah, like, and I get a little bit further every time. It's like playing Final Fantasy VII for Lopes.
Yeah, except not really. I lost my save file. That's why I had to start over.
Yeah.
But
if you ever played that game, you know the fucking hassle it is to make a gold chocobo. That shit takes way too long.
To make a what?
A gold chocobo. If you played it, you know what I'm talking about. That shit is difficult.
But yeah, man. Anything? What are you guys doing entertainment wise? Since we can't go to the movies and there's nothing really coming out.
I'll let you guess what I'm doing.
You're playing Final Fantasy. That question was more directed at Gus.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm still working, so it's not like I'm stuck at home all day. But when I can't really do anything outside of work, just work home. So while I'm here, I'm doing 3 podcasts a week. Between Lemon City and this, and that fucking sweet ass Michael Jordan documentary came out.
I've been watching that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that shit is,
it's
great.
Although I'm a little upset they didn't just release it all at once.
No, I'm not. I'm not, because I would have binged it at the beginning of the quarantine, and I would have nothing to do for the rest. Man. You know what I mean? I like Sunday nights are set for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not watching it on Sunday nights. I'm recording it and then watching it like on Monday night. But like, it's one of those things where like I remember when the OJ Made in America came out.
Yeah.
Even though they were going to show it over the entire week, that Sunday they released the whole thing on demand. And that's how I watched it. Like I sat there and I watched like all like 6 hours of OJ Made in America. And I kind of wish I could do the same with this, but I don't want to wait till it's all out. So I've been watching it weekly.
Yeah.
I just like, and even then, like it's only got like, I think like 5-10 minutes of commercials tops. Like I think it's got like 2 commercial breaks throughout the entire episode. And even then it's like, nope, I'm DVRing this thing so that I can fast forward through those commercials.
It's not that bad, man. I don't want to, like, obviously.
I don't want to take a break.
Jordan, yeah, no, but I guess that's what it is for you. For me, it's like I don't want to read on Twitter something that I didn't know already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember some of this stuff. Like it's weird, like because like there are things where I'm like, oh man, I don't remember that, or I don't, especially when they give you like some backstory from like the late 80s, early 90s.
Like, okay, for example, great example is that story of when Michael Jordan was a rookie and he was on his first road trip and he went to one of his teammates' rooms and they were having like a cocaine party because it was the early 80s. It was fucking 84. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That, I don't think anybody knew about that unless you were like really deep into the Jordan lore and you knew a lot about, maybe if you were a journalist back in the day, you might have known about that. But the general public didn't know about that kind of shit. So that, if I would have found that out on Twitter instead of by watching the show, I would have been very upset.
Yeah. But that was a great story. And he's like, there were lines over there. There were girls over there, and what was the third thing? I want to say it was like weed or something like that was the third thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't do any of this, and he left.
Yeah.
And I like how he says like, I wasn't drinking then, as he sips on a scotch.
Yeah. I wasn't drinking then.
Yeah. Which by the way, I don't know if maybe it was the way they shot it. I don't know if maybe there was something in the air that day. Do Michael Jordan's eyes look a bit yellow to you?
I don't know. Never really.
Like the next time when they're interviewing him, like present time,
Mm-hmm.
just like when they do close up on his face, just look and like you notice like his eyes are like a little yellowish,
All
which
right.
is it's like man, that looks odd.
Is
Yeah.
Or
it
I
the
could be wrong, and it
kidneys?
could just be my TV.
Is that like kidneys that do that? These
I don't
yellow
know.
eyes.
I really don't know,
I
but
know it's like a disorder you could have with one of your organs that your eyes turn yellow. I don't know if
Maybe
he has that.
maybe he ate too many carrots.
too
That
much
would
beta
make it
carotene.
orange, bro.
Well, I mean, depends on how much
Colors,
he's had.
bro. Colors.
I mean, yellow goes into orange, right?
No.
Like if it's
Oh, it goes
a very
into it.
light
Yeah.
shade, a very light shade of orange, like it can
Maybe
come
it's
off
just
yellow
not.
on the screen.
Maybe it's just not all the way orange yet. It's getting there.
I don't know. I was like I noticed it on this last episode, and I was like, man, something looks odd about like Michael's face, and then I was like, it's his eyes look a little yellow. It's weird.
Chris wants to
Uh,
know if anyone saw the Fortnite Travis Scott thing.
I don't know anything about Fortnite, and I don't know who Travis Scott is.
Yeah, we're not 12.
God damn!
Travis,
I heard about this, but I did not see
What's
it.
Travis Scott? What
I
is
was gonna
that?
say Travis Scott sounds like a late '90s, early 2000s BMX bike rider.
He's a rapper. He's a rapper right now.
Oh, a rapper plays Fortnite? How original.
Yeah.
Fucking Fortnite. Yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't
I
play
don't know.
Fortnite.
Me either. And I did not see. I mean, I don't really play video games, but I did not see that, so I don't know. I don't know, Chris. You're gonna have to elaborate on the chat or on the comments. Tell us what he did. Maybe one of the dances are from him that Fortnite
Oh,
stole.
maybe, yeah, because Fortnite steals a bunch of rap dances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've no, and apparently like because I remember hearing about the lawsuit,
Yeah.
and apparently, but like they were like, yeah, but it's only like individual moves, and you can't, and while you can choreograph a routine, you can't choreograph like an individual move or something like that.
Hmm.
It's something. It was something along those lines. 'Cause I know Carlton tried to sue
Oh yeah.
for the Carlton dance,
He
but
should. I don't know. I don't know why you can't trademark something like that. That's stupid to me. He should.
That is stupid. That's
Be able
art.
to trademark that. Yeah.
That's art, dude. That should absolutely
I
belong
don't
to
I
whoever
don't.
made it up.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know. I don't know what it has to be because like I know like you can trademark like a sequence, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that was
that's
that
what
was the whole thing.
that's what they're doing. But that shit still, it's not like drawing where like if you make a line, anybody could make a line. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a combination of movements that you're making to make a move. Sure, it's not like a sequence of things, but you made that shit. Anybody who looks at it, they could identify where it came from. It's like, oh, that's the Carlton dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's like a couple of steps, it's not even like a whole routine. It's that just the fact that you could identify that it should
Mhm.
belong to that person. You know what I mean? It's fucked up because some of these people make an entire living off of just that. You know what I mean? And they can't anymore because fucking Fortnite just.
Well, I mean, Alfonso Ribeiro, I think for a long time was just making his living basically off of like conference appearances and just autograph signings and things like that. And eventually, he had a little bit of a resurgence with Dancing with the Stars, and they gave him the.
Can you just call him by his real name? His name is Carlton.
But eventually, they wound up making him he became the host of America's Funniest Home Videos, which I'm surprised is still on the air. But I guess there are people who don't know how to use YouTube. And he also was hosting like Unwrapped 2.0 on the Food Network. So
and
it's
now he's pretending to be Chris Paul in State Farm commercials.
But
I love those commercials.
Yeah. Let me see. No other questions from the chat right now.
No.
Yo, you know what's even fucked up? You know that guy Mufasa on Instagram?
No.
He does all those dances in the car, and he has a hype man that's just like,
I'm
He
officially an
boat
old man,
rides?
guys. I don't know who any of
No,
these
he doesn't go.
Instagram
Somebody's.
stars
Well,
are.
this is more for Gus because I'm pretty good. Sure, Gus knows exactly. His Instagram handle, I think, is cousin Skeether, and his character in the skits is Mufasa. He's supposed to be some like African dude, and like it usually
Mhm.
starts off with them in the car. He's like, there's the most popular one is when the guy's like, "Oh, we're gonna spread good vibes around the world, around the what, around the world, around the world," and he gets out and he starts doing a dance.
No,
No,
no, I've never seen that.
well, okay, well, he has a move that now has picking up a lot of steam, and a lot of football players do it on their touchdown dances, and they do. It's pretty much hit them like taking a couple steps forward with with their hips, pretty much. Um, how do you like in front? I don't know. I'm English. I can't speak it right now. Their hips leading the body,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And he's just kind of like doing like this little movement and is like a gun movement in the air, and
Like
it's
how
like
Urkel walks?
kind of like that, yeah, kind of like that, but like it's in rhythm to like a beat, and then he does like handguns in the air. If you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about, and a lot of
Yeah.
football players do it.
All
I
right.
could just imagine them taking that and putting that in Fortnite. That would be so fucked up because that's his signature, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Well,
Shout out to Mufasa. That shit's funny as fuck.
Ooh, say it again.
Ah, yeah.
anyways, so I can see that no more incoming questions. I think we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap this up. Again, we will be live on Monday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. We
Yeah.
will be talking Star Wars, and other than that, anybody got anything going on this weekend? Any Gus? You got another episode of Lemon City tomorrow?
I think so. Yeah, we're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, so should be.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna stream DJ mix this weekend.
All right.
Ooh, Korka's doing that shit every day. It's
Nice.
actually kind of cool. Have you guys seen that shit? Korka
No.
comment
I have not. I have not seen that.
on his Instagram. He does that shit.
Yeah. Pedro, you still are in the, like what you're connected into the comic book world. What's going on with your spots? What's going on with Corca and stuff like that?
Nothing, bro. I think Diamond just hasn't sent anything out, so they don't even have new comics to sell.
But are they are they still selling pops and things like that?
No, I think they're closed.
Are they selling gift cards like online or something
I have
like that?
no idea. I don't know what they're doing.
Are they
I don't
going to
know.
survive? I think is what Evan wants to know.
Are they going where?
They're gonna survive.
Oh, I think I said it before. I think Multiverse Comics. I think they're
Right. With that, well, that what I heard about it. I know Multiverse closed. But I'm just wondering, man, because that's one of the things. You keep hearing about these comic book stores shutting down, and nobody's talking about them in the media. Everybody's talking about supporting restaurants and stuff like that. But support your local comic book shop, man. Those places are few and far between, and whenever one of those closes, it becomes even harder to get your books and stuff like that.
That's
You know,
true. Yeah, a lot of people are bored at home, not doing shit. Just fucking buy some comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, there's no comics to buy. I would have been buying
there's no new comics.
new
to buy.
comics. Yeah, there's no new comics to buy.
But if you've got a comic book store and you buy from them, find out if, hey man, I know my pull box isn't coming in, but are you guys selling gift cards? Maybe I can buy a gift card from you now and just use it later eventually to buy those books that I was going to buy this month anyway. And things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of our local businesses, they depend on us because no one's going to come bail them out.
I don't know if Cork has been closed because I just
Yeah.
I'm not making money, so I'm not going to spend any money. But the way he's been running his Instagram, because the owner of Cork Comics, he's a musician, right? So
Okay.
he has a band. I think it's a cover band, and the dude knows how to play like so much shit. So like you go on their Instagram, and this motherfucker's always performing like every night. It's like 8 to 10. He performs, and like he'll have like an 80s set, R&B set. Today I think it's the 90s. He's doing a 90s grunge set.
Nice.
Sometimes he does like acoustics where he's just playing the piano and just like Piano Man style. People give him requests and he sings it. It's fucking like he's doing it right. He's still relevant, you know what I mean? People still go and watch him and shit. So at least that way, people aren't going to forget about the shop. You know what I mean? Like they'll still try to go out and buy something.
Yeah.
But Multiverses.
Why can't they sell their shit online?
I don't think they have it. I don't think they have that set up. I don't think they even have any employees there. I don't think he's allowed to. I think it's against the law to
No,
run non-essentials.
Well, you're not
If-
essential business.
if,
Really,
if he becomes e-commerce from one
Well,
day to the
also-
next, then he can go to work.
yeah, but there's also one of those things where it's also like, how much business are you doing, and do you need to have another employee that you're gonna have to pay to be there?
No, but he
You
can
know.
go himself.
Yeah, he could do. He's there all the time. I think if you want to buy curbside, you could still buy curbside from Corca Comics, and he'll go out and like put it, like give it to you himself, because I don't think anybody's working the store. I'm not sure. I'm talking out of my ass, but
All right. Well, maybe maybe before we get together on Monday, reach out and let's find out. And maybe we can plug them while we're doing the show. Because I mean, listen, man, I am not a comic book buyer really anymore, but I like to have the option of being able to go to a comic book store every once in a while.
Mhm.
And if they close down, I'm not gonna have that option. So
it's right by you too.
yeah, so definitely, let's find out. And again, I may not buy a comic book from them tomorrow, but maybe I can buy a gift card that I can use, next month or something like that.
All right.
Exactly.
So
We'll find out.
all right, so that's gonna wrap us up for today's episode of Shooting the Sith, and we're gonna be back on Monday, and we'll be talking Star Wars, guys.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, with special guest Louis. Louis is gonna be
Damn
back
it,
on that
you ruined the surprise.
Oh, my bad. Louis said, my bad, because Louis said it like right in the beginning of the fucking broadcast. Like it's right there. He's like, I want to be there on Monday.
Nobody reads the comments.
Oh, I did. I just thought everybody did. My bad.
All right, guys. Don't forget to follow We Ain't Found Sith on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Just go look for @We Ain't Found Sith, or just search for We Ain't Found Sith. You'll find us.
Yeah.
Give us a follow. Give us a share if you like it. If you don't like it, share it with people you hate. I guess.
Yeah. Also,
just share it.
If you get a chance, if you haven't done so already, if you listen to us on Spotify, if you listen to us on iTunes, wherever you listen to us, just go ahead and leave a review. If it's going to be a negative review, please make sure it's constructive. Obviously we want 5-star reviews, but we'll take feedback in its natural form.
Yeah, and leave your address too.
Yeah, but it's gotta be like real feedback. None of this shit of like, that guy's fat and I don't like him.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
That's just your opinion, man.
All right, let's end it.
Have a good one, everyone.